Using latitude and longitude, please remember that we've already covered latitude and longitude. Remember, latitude goes across on the globe. Remember the A in latitude for across. So if you look in the picture window of me, the line goes this way. Now, even though the line goes this way, it doesn't measure across. Remember, it measures north and south. Latitude, it measures north and south. The equator is a latitude line. So latitude says, how far are you above that line or how far are you below it? This is the one we've always kind of known because of the North Star. Longitude is the one that we've only recently learned how to measure. Remember, longitude, it goes this way. We're chopping our hands. We have the prime meridian is the main line, and it tells you, are you to the east or to the west of that line? So now we're going to see how we use it. When you're given two coordinates to find, the first one will always be latitude. The second will always be longitude. If they're not, somebody did the coordinates wrong. They're in alphabetical order. So latitude first, longitude second. All right, here we go, friends. So how would I find 40 degrees north, 100 west on a map? Now, I will tell you ahead of time, this is significantly easier if you print this map out. But for our purposes, I'm going to have to go with it just like this because we're not in the classroom. Remember, our two coordinates were 40 degrees north, 100 west. So again, the way that I would do this is if this were printed out, or if I have a tablet, or even if I have a screen of some kind, I would put one finger on 40 degrees north, one finger on 100 degrees west, and I would bring those fingers together. So I would trace one finger up this line, I would trace one finger over on this line until they meet. Now this won't work at all unless you sing that song, baby, why don't you just meet me in the middle? And then you end up right there. You have to sing that song or it just doesn't work. So you would follow those two lines and you would end up in North America. Now you can be far more specific. You can get it to like the street. That's how specific longitude and latitude is. But for our activity, you're just telling me like the continent or ocean. Now, one of the mistakes that people make is oftentimes they will put their finger here on 40 north, they will put their finger here on 100 west, and somehow they do this diagonal thing, and they make their fingers meet over here, but they went off of the line. You have to stay on the line, you have to sing that song until your fingers meet. So, 40 north, 100 west equals North America. All right, we're gonna find 20 south, 20 east. Here we go. And notice I'm just going to go over to the other side of the map because it's a little bit easier this time. I put one finger on 20 south, one finger on 20 east. Now, obviously, I'm going up this line. There we go. I'm going across on this line. So I put one finger there, one finger there. I sing the song, baby, why don't you just meet me in the middle? Right there, we are in Africa. So 20 degrees south and 20 degrees east equals Africa. Now, what if it says 0 and then 80 east? I've had kids look at that before and they're like, oh, that's witchcraft. Well, what do you mean 0? Remember, latitude comes first. So if it says 0 first, that's latitude, goes this way, okay, across, that's the equator. Now, if I flipped it and said 20 north, 0, that would be the prime meridian. So it would be 20 north latitude, and then I would be directly on the prime meridian. So let's take a look at this. Again, the 0 is first, so that's latitude. 0 degrees latitude is the equator, and 80 east. So here we go. The map is up. I put my finger on 0. I put my finger on 80 east. I sing the song, baby, why don't you just meet me in the middle? And then we get right there to the Indian Ocean. So our answer would be Indian Ocean. There we go. All right. So you're seeing how we are doing this. Now, I'm going to go back a slide, and I want you to remember that there's like an 80 south here, okay? If I had 100, or excuse me, 80 south, 100 west, I would actually be going like this way, and that would be Antarctica. So you're not always going up on the sun. Sometimes you're going down, especially if we're talking about Antarctica. You would be going south, following the longitude line, and obviously we'd be going over on the latitude line. All right, kids, so you're going to have a ton of examples to do. It's very important that you don't call your best friend Larry and say, hey, Larry, what's the answer to number 4? You can ask Larry how to do it, and Larry needs to explain it. But for this, it's super important that you know how to actually do the work, because you're going to be given probably some problems. I could foresee this on some sort of quiz and say, hey, here's 2 coordinates. Where are they? And then you can't call Larry. And you can't sing that, why don't you meet me in the middle, Larry? You can't sing that song either. Okay? So if you need to rewatch this, there's the examples of how to do it. If you're still not sure, I can help you on Google Meets. All right, kids, that's all I've got for today. I hope you have a good day, and I hope that you understand now how to use latitude and longitude. Baby, why don't you just meet me in the middle? I'm losing my mind just a little.